From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport. And driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Welcome. Thanks for getting your pod on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. Arr. You can like us on YouTube at Billified. Subscribe. You can watch it there. You can watch us on Facebook at Bill Moran. You can watch us, all the clips at Bill Moran Radio. I had somebody from high school reach out and go, I watch all your clips. I go, could you just listen to the damn podcast? Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Maybe he doesn't have enough time to enjoy the whole thing.
Dougie Fresh is in the house.
In the house, baby. 49ers, baby. It's going to happen.
Oh, God. Here we go.
This is what we have to listen to for 2 weeks.
And Mark Hillman on the pod tonight.
Mark
He's
the
back.
Soldier. Yeah, we had so much fun. We had so much fun yesterday. We had so much fun. I wanted to come back.
You guys work together, correct?
We grew up. We've known each other since we were like 10, 11.
9, yeah. Dewey Gardens Bowling League.
Yeah, we bowled together.
Youths. Yeah.
These assholes were all bowling 200s. I was bowling 36s.
Yeah, okay.
That's when he added the 3 games together.
Yeah, right.
That makes a lot of sense. Did you work together as well?
At Kinney Shoes at Long Ridge Mall.
At Kinney Shoes at Long Ridge Mall.
I think I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah, because I had a good fake ID. We used to go out all the time.
Afterwards.
So wait, so you were the what? The manager?
The assistant manager.
The assistant manager. Yeah. You were the assistant manager. What were you, Mark?
I was just a sales associate.
Just a part-timer.
When he worked, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but all right. So feet can be sexy. Did you have to get down and like help people try shoes on? Or they can be sexy. They can be nasty. They can be nasty.
Back then, and that day, you did. You sized them.
It was all about customer service.
Yeah.
So did you were there some people that had some nasty?
Oh, I can think more nasty because
nasty would stand out.
I was a manager of Father and Son Shoes when I was like 18, 19 years old.
You were?
I was there, yeah.
That's
right.
My God.
With
Bill.
Yeah.
You guys look, now that I'm looking at you both, I can see you in suits.
Separated in girth? Oh, yeah.
Separated in girth. No, in a shirt and tie selling shoes. It kind of works.
We barely did any work. I mean, unless somebody walked in. We didn't do stock work or anything. I gave that to somebody else. There were, do you remember this game? There was an insole, and you would lay it on the ground. You take a golf ball and you drop it on the insole, and it would stop. It wouldn't bounce. That's how comfortable your feet can be.
Yeah.
But there were shelves behind the desk with purses and stuff, and we made up this game. You'd bounce the golf ball on the floor and try to find out what shelf you could knock off. And the higher the shelf, the higher.
Champion. That was the one game you were good at. You couldn't bowl, but you could do this.
That's all we did when we worked together. Bust balls and then sold some shoes.
Now, did you ever go out with a customer? Is there ever a customer that you were able to?
Yeah,
really?
I dated a part-timer from another store.
Oh, you dated a part-timer?
Yeah, from another store, and then...
Any customers, though? Because it's saying that you're the assistant manager of the Kinney Shoes. Is that a panty dropper? I don't know. At 21. At 21,
girl was in town from Fayetteville when we hooked up.
Okay.
The mall was huge during that time. That's when the Rockaway Mall was built and stuff like that. So that's where everybody was going. It's not like it is
now.
The
Woolworths was still in... The cafe was still down in the mall.
Okay.
Faze was in there.
Was in there, yeah. Friendlies.
Sears.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's old. Yeah, that's old school.
So look at you guys, West Side boys, growing up together. Who knew?
When it snows, everybody shows. That was a big thing for footwear because then everybody's going to be coming and getting boots right then and there because they didn't have them from last year.
Right. So you had
the long mall hours. Retail was just brutal. I look back and I'm like, besides the friends I made, and I've had friends for 30 years from Kinney Shoes, but other than that, it's a
weird thing. All right, who became the most famous person you worked with at Kinney Shoes? Did anybody go on to be something? You were all young.
Yeah.
Spot. What the fuck? Don't even say it. I went on to be Mark the Soldier.
Mark the Soldier. That's pretty big, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
All right. That's it.
Two famous guys.
This is it right
I'm
there.
Looking at it
right here. This is the guy. Okay. All right. Well, it's funny because he had texted in saying, hey, I'd love to come back in another day this week. You called me. I had just come back from the bathroom. I had a weird incident. There was an older couple, and they're wandering around out here. And the guy, I was walking in, and the guy was going very slow. And then I guess his wife, I don't know, she joined him. They were looking for, it's this bizarre story about, they were looking for their Allstate agent. Their Allstate insurance agency closed out in Egypt. Okay. Which isn't far from here. Yeah. Right? Just closed. Didn't tell them, didn't send them anything. So they were trying to find somebody who was an agent. They thought there was an office in here. So the guys wander around. So I come around the corner to go to the bathroom, and I went up talking to them, and the guy who owns the tailor shop, who's from Turkey, he's trying to help them. So he's on the phone. So she says to me, my husband has to go to the bathroom, but there's a keypad. And I said, I have the code. I didn't let him in. So I was headed to the bathroom, but I didn't want to go in there while the old guy was in there. Right. I figured I'd give him some space. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And
you don't want to embarrass him.
Now I'm ready to just go in the canal. So I stand outside the door. I can hear him washing his hands, so I figure I'm safe to go in. I go in, and the guy's like, yeah, they move our agency. And I said, well, your wife is on the phone with someone. So he goes, all right, let me tell you something. Things get a lot harder when you get near 80, when you get over 80. And I'm thinking, holy cow. So then I come back, and I had just missed Doug's call, and you said, what happened?
Oh, my water pump seized up today on my car while I'm driving Uber. So luckily, I didn't have a customer. Then I canceled a ride, took it to my guy, borrowed a car from my sister for the next couple of days. So we'll see what happens.
Can you Uber in that car?
No, you can't. It's got to register it.
You got to register.
Yeah, it's got to be in your name. You got to register it.
All right. So, and that kind of shit's stressful, is it not?
It is, yeah. I'm not making money now.
You're not making money for the next couple of days.
Yeah, luckily I have a mechanic that's going to
get you back on the road pretty quickly. Now, does that, nothing to, you seem pretty even keeled. Nothing puts you over the edge. Mark seems like he could go over the edge.
Oh, I'll totally go over the edge.
All the time. That hasn't changed.
That hasn't changed.
Should have seen it. That freaking car yesterday, I'm driving, I got my, I'm driving from the bus to the school, and all of a sudden the speedometer stops and everything, all these lights start coming on the car. And I text Marianne and go, yep, the car's done. This is it. I go, we got to go get one. I go, it's done. So I turn it off. I shut it off, go in the house, get something. I go back out. It's been driving great ever since.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just cold. It's technology. Who knows? You may want to have it looked at, but
I've been waiting. You
can't work on your own cars anymore because now the engines are, what happens most of the time is they build the car and then they tell the engineers you got this much space for the engine, and they got to put it all in there, and everything's computerized. And any guys who are working on cars are getting retrained and recertified.
And when I walked in today, the two mechanics, my buddy and his mechanic, were watching a video on YouTube on how to fix a brand new car. And
right.
He's like,
which sounds,
he goes, I'm going to get to it, but
it sounds insane.
This is a 2-day problem right here.
And it sounds insane that we'd have to go to YouTube or whatever, but that's kind of where you're at. You go, I want your mechanic is going to be mechanically inclined enough to find their way around an engine to know, but these new engines it's a whole different world.
When I can't find her G-spot, I'm right on YouTube. I'm like, help me out. Come on, where to the left, to the right, circular, counterclockwise. Just somebody help me out there. You're with me on this, right, New York?
Oh, yeah, totally with you.
By the way, his name is Mark New York. That was his original nickname.
Why was it Mark New York?
Because he liked all the New York teams when he worked with me at Kinney's, and that was going to be his nickname. And then he left, and he went to CMF. And that's where he got Mark.
When did you become a Bills fan then? If you liked all the New York teams.
Were selling when we started selling,
when they the team, when they
it's hard to be a Jet. It's hard to be to follow the Jets, and that's what you have to concentrate on. That's true. So
I remember you had the Ronnie Lott Jets jersey.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
As soon as it came out, Mark had it.
And by the way, I'm not a bandwagon or nothing because being a Jets fan was brutal. But I went through like 18 losing seasons with the Bills.
Yes.
So I deserve what's going on right now.
Did you flip out at all when the Jets were losing and stuff?
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
They only had a couple good years.
Yeah, they did only have a couple good years. That is true.
I mean, when you're a Jets fan and the best quarterbacks ever played is Vinny Testaverde, something's fucked up.
That is pretty funny.
Well, Sanchez took you to the AFC Championship game
did.
a couple back-to-back years.
Yeah, but that was defense. That was
mostly Rex Ryan in his defense. That was
talking about foot fetish.
Yeah.
He worked at Kenny Shoes. He got fired.
Did he?
He was sucking toes. He was like, this little piggy, this little piggy went to the market. Oh,
does that, so with the car stuff and all, like when you were a manager, did it get stressful? Like I'm thinking like with your car things, Because
every job will get a little stressful.
Well, you were an assistant manager.
Yeah.
So you
I
had
ended
to
up
do
being manager
schedules?
years ago. No, I didn't have to do schedule till I was manager.
Manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just dealing with customers, taking complaints. Hey, did you ever have may I speak to your manager?
I'm like, you're looking at him. I want to return these. Well, you don't have a receipt. You don't have this.
Oh, God.
Finally, you just end up giving back the money.
Yeah,
Because they got the 1-800 number there.
Yeah.
And they're going to call that. Then they're going to get what they want. So it's just easier.
Just give them what they
Fill
want.
this out and be on your way.
Oh, God, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
What was more stressful, your pump going out or your or the working back in those days dealing with customers?
Probably the pump going out now. Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, whenever things get stressful, and I don't know if your father says this to you, but my father often said to me, hey, you're not a kid anymore. You're getting to that age, a heart attack, you get all stressed out. And it's
No,
like,
my mother thinks I'm going to have a heart attack one of these days.
Yeah.
She stresses me out.
Yeah. Yeah, but isn't that the worst? It's like it's like they're speaking it into existence.
Just some of the things.
You're
It's more
preaching to the
stressful. I'm
choir.
glad I don't have kids because there's enough being stressed out with your parents.
Let me tell you something. I had a moment today.
Yeah.
I had a moment I will admit to getting kind of emotional. And it's a progression of things. Follow this story. My middle son his birthday is today. He's 22.
22.
Over the past couple of days, and Mark probably can't relate to this so much. I couldn't either as a kid, but you might be able to. I've been reading some stuff about, I don't know where I found this, but there was something that came up about when did you find out your parents were getting divorced? So it's all these people writing where they were, what age they were, and all this stuff. And it was like, yeah, my parents sat us down or whatever. And I'm like, for whatever reason, it's been rattling around in my brain the past couple of days because I go, did I not handle that correctly? Now, two of my guys were in high school, but I still had a little boy. He's only 14 now, and it's been 5 years. So it's just been in my head. And then today is my middle son's birthday, so his mom sent me pictures of him when he was little and him now. And there was times where we weren't sure. He had some really bad food allergies to the point where it was presenting as seizures as an infant. He was losing weight, which is not good. And he wound up back in the hospital. He had leads to his head. They put his arms in splints so he couldn't pull them off. He had his head wrapped. It was all this scary shit.
Yeah.
And he's fine, right? And the story's
You're not thinking that at the time, though.
No,
You're like, oh, my God.
You're not. So all that kind of stress. So she sends me, hey, thanks for the boys. And last night, I have fallen in love with Sirius XM. I don't know why. I love it. I have the app now.
What do you listen?
The app has special channels. So last night I put in the Grammy station. The Grammys are this Sunday, February 4th, and they have a whole station of just artists nominated for Grammys. There was a country song that came on, Chris Stapleton, I think it's called White Horse or something, that's up for a Grammy in the country category. And the guy that introduced it was from a channel called The Highway. You ever listen to The Highway?
Oh, yep.
Okay.
Stormy Warren.
It might have been him. Might have been him who did it. So, I had heard of The Highway. I might have listened to The Highway in the past. I don't know. So today, I'm doing some stuff, and I go, you know what? I'm going to throw on some music. I'll throw on. I haven't been around country music since I worked around the Bee, which is a local country station. I was on the rock station in their building, and I was down the hall. I had listened to a little bit. I go, I'm going to throw on some country.
Where'd you go?
And this is the song that came on that practically I was frozen. Like I couldn't even turn it off. It made me start to cry. Listen to this song by Cole Swindell. Do you know the song? Yeah. Do you? Yeah. Listen to this song. It's like it just hit me right in the feels.
Elevator, they both cried as they signed a stack of papers. Mom got the car, Dad got the truck. I got a Happy Meal and a baseball. I didn't get it till we got home, and all his stuff was in a U-Haul. He pushed me for a while in the swing, kissed my head and said, see you next week. There's a lot I don't remember, but that crying
I was sitting there, I was like, what the fuck? I was waiting for happy, upbeat country about, big tits and tight asses and dancing. I don't know. Banging in the back of a truck. I get a divorce song. Just
your luck?
I just like right away. The first fucking song. I just turned it on. First one. I stayed. I go, oh my god. And
Did you play it again after you listened to it?
No, I wound up putting it on here.
Yeah, right.
For you guys. So yeah. Things
Was
don't
that the
always
first time you listened to it?
Yeah, it was the first time I ever heard it, and it just hit me, and I was like, God damn.
You know what's worse than parents getting divorced?
Staying together.
Parents staying together.
Well, my parents divorced, but they divorced after 38 years of marriage. So we were
That's
all
a good run.
out of the house. It's a good run. I think that, to your point, I'm not sure. I don't know if it was better or worse, to be honest with you. I don't know. But I hear what you're saying.
My mom lived 10 years after my dad died.
Yeah.
That pretty much tells you right there that they usually when a spouse
dies, another one dies. Well, I don't know. My grandmother lived almost 20.
Probably because she didn't
30.
Because she didn't like him.
He was like 70. She lived to 96.
She didn't like him.
26 more years. 27, actually, because he was 69. Your parents separated?
Yes.
When you were young?
Yes.
Yeah. How was that?
Well, it was terrible. I mean,
it was.
parents are getting divorced.
Yeah.
You know? It seemed like what was happening with a lot of other kids.
It did.
At school, yeah.
All right.
That's the way it is in school.
I just always, I think that.
Or your parents just aren't married today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that too.
I always think like sometimes my attitude with a lot of things throughout life has always been, well, fuck it. I'll just move on and figure it out and throw a match and burn it behind me and just keep going. And you can't really do that in this situation. And I'm going to say that things were what they were, but I always wanted to try to make it as good as I could for the boys. But I don't know that I was ever really given the emotional guidance to do that growing up. You know what I'm saying? I think the one thing
I don't think anybody's prepared for it. I mean, even
probably
if you get
not, but
married and divorced again.
Yeah.
Because that happens.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How about people who do you know anybody that has been divorced from the same person twice?
Yeah, I do.
I do too.
I do, yeah.
I do too. I know somebody who
Yeah, you do.
I do?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm not going to say it. No, Don and Sue Payne.
Oh, okay.
Remember they got divorced.
Yeah.
They got remarried, and then they got divorced again.
no shit. Yeah, I know somebody.
I do remember that. I wasn't very close to that, but yeah, that rings a
they
bell.
came in the bar.
Yeah.
I remember somebody who I knew got divorced. They had kids. They get back together, remarried, have another kid, and then divorce again.
Well, you're really trying to make that work.
I don't know. I mean, look,
if we have another kid, it will work.
it's
save this marriage.
It's a tough thing, but you can. I think there's ways to do it. The only thing that I'm realizing, like we talk about kids and all the internet, and there's a senator we'll talk about later in Oklahoma who's trying to make some things that you can't see on the internet and all this stuff. And I go, the only thing you can do is build your kid's self-esteem. That's really it. Because you can't be with your kid all the time. So if you can build their self-esteem, and like this song says, I always thought it was my fault. I heard the crying down the hall. If you can build their self-esteem to realize that it's not them and it's something else, they'll be a pretty good human being.
You do your best.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they have to believe it for themselves.
Absolutely, they do. Yeah. But that's the problem. That's the tough stuff. But anyway, we'll get into lighter stuff. I just heard that today, and I go, his pump broke. I hear this song. I go, what a day. What a day, Dougie.
And I had it, and I can't talk about it on the radio.
Why?
But because it's about
work.
I had a shit day of a bunch of freaking Looney Tunes. Wow.
At the liquor store?
No, I've not even been to the liquor store
Good.
in a year.
That place is a death trap.
Well, I know. I got robbed.
Yeah. How many times? 5, 7?
Once.
Once? Oh. Once is enough.
I was threatened 5-7 times a day, but
Well, that was walking here.
yeah.
Have you ever been robbed? Like he was robbed at gunpoint in the liquor store, but I mean,
yes.
Uber and stuff?
No, not Uber. I went outside. It was probably about 15, 16 years ago. The house I was living in, they have a cigarette and my dome lights on. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
Oh.
And I figured somebody had gotten in the car and got my CDs. And I had a full beer. He went running. I threw the beer at his head.
Did you get him?
I didn't get him and call the cops. So luckily, my CD case was in the.
Yeah.
This one was in
but
the
never
can.
robbed like I'm thinking held up. I guess
No,
you got
nothing
robbed.
like that. No.
Well, someone stole my CD case. I was robbed.
I know somebody who
That
got.
would have been a huge thing. That's when I was at the Cat. All my CDs.
Oh.
The music for the girls.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. That's the 90s, right?
Yeah, and I had like two. Yeah.
Have you seen
200
this movie?
CDs. No. Thank you.
Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it 20 years ago.
Son of a bitch. He gave it to me. Somebody then, I said, I don't have a DVD player.
Mailed him a
listener
DVD
mailed
player.
me a DVD player.
Yeah.
It's still in the box. I haven't hooked up the DVD player. I have not watched this movie. You know what? That's it. I've been writing shit down, and I've been knocking it off my list. I got my top 3
It's an
every
hour
day.
and 40 minutes
I'm
out
gonna
of your
watch
day.
it. I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
I am going to watch
You
it.
found time to watch Butt Boy.
I didn't watch Butt Boy.
I thought you did.
No, I did not. I did not have time for Butt Boy. I did watch some of the Ted stuff, and I did do that.
Yeah.
All right.
The new TV series.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I watched the beginning of it.
Yeah? What'd you think?
I thought I had to get more into it, and I've forgotten about it since then. But I would give it a try for sure. At least 2 or 3 episodes.
When I laugh out loud, though, come on.
There's a few laugh out loud moments. I have to say, it's pretty well. I mean, I'm very, very impressed by Seth MacFarlane.
Yes.
Like super impressed with that guy. What a talent! Like I hear his parties in L.A. are phenomenal. He has big band. He gets up and performs with the band. Sometimes he has. I think he owns a replica of the Batmobile, or maybe he owns the Batmobile from the original Batman.
I believe that.
I'm not sure what, but something like that. He has that out at the parties and fires it up, and like he just seems like a fun guy who doesn't take things too seriously. And I know that he was supposed to be on one of the planes out of Boston that went into the towers back in 2001. I think he was back speaking out of school, but he's notoriously late to things. And so people say, do you think like divine? And he goes, no, I think I was lucky. He goes, it would be horrible for me to, this is what made me really like him. Basically, to surmise it, he goes, what would make me think that I had some divine intervention and somebody else didn't?
Right.
That's a good point.
It's like a pretty shitty way to think about things. And that's not exactly what he said, but that's paraphrasing it pretty much. And I went, yeah, I really like that guy.
It's like sort of me not wearing my Josh Allen jersey for the 7 weeks they went on the winning streak and and stuff like that because there wasn't somebody in Kansas City that was doing the exact same fucking thing.
Look who's in an 85. Whose number is that?
Kittle, the tight end.
Oh, that is Kittle. Okay. Yeah. Kittle won me some money.
He did?
Yeah. Kittle won me some money. I was with my friend Kevin Foodie, and he's a big gambler. Yeah. And I fired up DraftKings again. I hadn't been in DraftKings in almost like over a year. And I hit it, and it was an in-game bet for the next to score. I pick Kittle, and all of a sudden, Kittle goes in.
Boom.
And all of a sudden, I have like $105 in there. I go, look at this. Look at this. How much? It's fun, that kind of stuff. That's where the mobile betting, as long as you don't go too overboard, can be a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah. Right? It just makes it a little more fun.
Just little small bets like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know people that gamble on horse racing while they're laying in bed. There's horse racing going on all over the world.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Israel, Australia, Iraq. I mean, camel racing. You can bet on anything on that.
On DraftKings?
I don't know if it's DraftKings, but one of those,
Camel racing. I want to get
donkey
in on
racing.
He was donkey punches.
Racing?
Yeah.
I want to get.
Kong.
You know what I hear?
What?
I hear that camel toe racing. It's a little.
But thank you.
Come on, Doug.
Hey, I'm here.
Right. We will. We'll take a moment. The Bills hired a guy with a baseball name to be their defensive coordinator.
Babe Ruth?
No, Bobby Babich.
Bobby Babbage?
Isn't Bobby Babbage sound like a baseball player?
Yes.
And now batting, here he comes, Bobby Babbage.
You're thinking of the old Mets parody that Weeze had.
Yeah, which was done by
Bob Babaraki and something like that.
Yeah.
That's where
Bob Bakadaka.
Bakadaka, yeah.
Because that was done at the station I originally worked at before I came to CMF. But Bobby Babbage, it just does. It sounds like a baseball name to me.
Yeah.
But this guy, we'll talk to Greg Connors from Connors and Ferris, who is going to be going to where Doug would like to be.
No, I would actually rather be at home. I actually, my buddy called me.
Wouldn't you like to be in Vegas?
Come on. I wouldn't want to be in the
Super Bowl
because I missed the formations. Unless I was high up, and I guess those tickets are like $9,000. But the Niners are playing in Buffalo next year. I'm going to go with my buddies, and I want to be on the middle of the field, but 300 section to watch all the formations, come out, the long passes. If you're down low, you miss a lot.
You do miss stuff.
So
do you like watch
200 section gives you that too if you sit under the heated seats. Very nice.
Do I watch the game?
Do you watch the game after and like go through the game and watch it one?
No.
Okay.
No.
I
changed my jerseys during the game. I was texting him.
No, I texted you to say how many times have you changed your jersey? 3, but I'm trying to find the right combo because they were
They were losing.
And they should have probably lost because the Lions were running all over them, running a roughshod. It was bully ball that first half, man.
Coach, another coach making fucking mistakes.
We will. We'll talk to Greg Connors. We'll do that next. But first.